Hi everybody, thanks for tuning into my channel and thanks for liking my video, watching, and hopefully you'll subscribe. So I'm in the middle of making my fall bracelet, charm bracelet, and I just realized I have not yet made a tutorial video for it yet. So I'm gonna do a real quick one. My table's a mess as I've been laying beads out. Okay, so when I say the fall bracelet, I mean this one. So I have a collection of different charms on it with a fall theme. It'll look like this. So with this video, just a heads up, sometimes I will be changing out some of the maple leaf beads for what's available online. Sometimes they sell out. Sometimes the glass producers have changed the mold is the same, but sometimes the glass will be slightly different. And I try to do my best to order the exact same glass for every single kit every time. However, every once in a while, everyone's completely sold out. So I try to get as matching leaf color, like as close as possible. So for example, this is an original one for my very first photo. I've been lucky enough to continue finding this one. This is an original from my photo. However, this is a newer one where it's the same color, same glass, but they have a little bit of a coppery glaze over it. So I like that one too. So when you purchase this kit to make this bracelet, you might be like, oh, some of the beads are not the same. That's because I try to get them to be the same and send them off. And I have to swap in and out as close as I can with what's available. Also, sometimes as I'm designing, I'll find a new bead that's come out and I'm like, oh, that one's really, really pretty. So I'll put that one in the kit because it's a great color. I like this shape. I think it's really pretty and I want to add it to the bracelet because I think it adds more. You'll also get some pieces of citron rondelles included. Sometimes I include orange agate if I have some extra laying around. So every once in a while, I'll do a surprise in the kit. I just add extra beads on the offhand chance a supplier sends them to me. Every once in a while, I'll include them as a gift with your kit because I have them and they'll match the bracelet. And the other thing is I try to send enough for 7.5 inches. I do try to add some extra beads in case you need more length. If you need a longer bracelet and you don't have enough beads, you can do 1 bead on a link instead of 2 to kind of stretch them out and make them longer. So to start, how I do is I take my bead and I put it on a ball head pin. I do the leaf like this on purpose because there's a groove here where it kind of indents at the top of the leaf. And I want the ball head pin to sit in there, which will give it a flat end on this side, and it makes it easier to wire up on this end because it's also flat. Wire wrapping on a curve like this where it wants to indent is a little bit more complicated for your loop to sit flat and nestle in, and it will kind of sit on the top, but you'll have a little bit of a gap. Whereas for me, I want everything as flush as possible. So I put the ball head pin here so it sits in this groove. And then I have a nice flat end here. So my loop will sit on the top and be nice and flat and not have a gap in between the bead and the top of the loop. So how I do this is I put the end of my round nose pliers up along the top of the bead and my wire here. And I go off to the left. And I'm going to rotate my round nose pliers up just a little bit at like a 45-degree angle. Here's how it looks here. Sorry if it's kind of blurry. Then I'm going to take my wire back over to the left and form a loop. So I'm gonna pop this off so you can look at it. So this will be the top loop of your bead, like so. And then if you can hold it with your flat nose pliers and just bring it around and do a few loops like so around underneath the top of the loop, and then cut off your excess wire, and then you pinch it closed. Now this is 24 gauge, so it's thin. It's easy to move around with your hands. Sometimes too, if you pull too hard on it, it will snap. If you pinch down on it too hard, it might snap. It's a slightly thinner wire on purpose because it's enough to support the bead, but also you don't want to get too heavy on the gauge because it will make your bracelet heavy. So I like to do this one because it's thin enough to fit through the drill holes of the glass. It supports the glass. It's also a little bit lighter, so it's not, you know, too heavy on the bracelet. Okay, you'll also get these fun yellow, mustard yellow floral beads. I love mustard yellow. It's just a great fall color. So again, I'm going to go over this way to the right, bend over my round nose pliers, back over to the left and around, forming a loop like this. And if you want to keep it on your tool, that's fine. Just bring it over the top of the bead like so. And then if you need to, grab your pliers to kind of lift up your loop so it's nice and straight. And then you can go like this. This is just how I do it. If it's a thicker wire, I will use more tools and less hands to help pull it around. And then cut off excess wire and you pinch closed. And then this one is finished. This bracelet from start to finish takes about an hour to 2 hours, depending on how fast you wire up. So to put this bracelet together, sometimes I lay out the beads and then just put them on the chain in accordance to how I lay them out. Sometimes I just start right in the middle and then build outwards. So I'm going to take actually the chain. So what I do is I'm going to take my chain. I'm going to open a link. So you need to find the opening here, open it, take your link off. Then you have your open link attached to your chain. Let me get these out of the way, sorry. Like so. Okay, you have your link opened. Next, I'm going to put a bead on one side. I'm going to take the chain I just took off and put it back on. I'm going to add a bead to the other side and close it off. So now I have a bead on each side of the chain. I do this on purpose so it does not get stacked too heavy on one side of the chain, which will make your bracelet, as you're wearing it, all the beads falling on one side instead of falling in the middle on both sides. So it looks like you have more of a full charm bracelet and it's not pulling down heavy on one side or the other. And then it allows you to stack them together as you're going down the chain. So, and along this, you can mix and match how you want it to be for yourself with different colors. If you want to do like the flower next to a leaf bead, so it looks like it's gardeny, you can do that too. There's lots of things that you can do with this bracelet. But the overall, this one's not done yet, but it's almost done. But the overall idea is, so it's going to look something similar to this, where you have a mix of mustard color beads, stone beads, and you have your leaves integrated in there with some flowers and an overall fall feel. So I'll include 3 petal beads and then flower beads and then lots of leaves, pumpkin beads. I need to order some more. And then I mix in some rondelles and then some citrus gemstone. And then as you're wearing it, you have a really colorful charm bracelet. All right, if you have any questions, feel free to send me a message on social media or an email. And thank you so much for watching. Have a great rest of your day. Bye.